When do you feel the most alive? Isn't it weird that this question actually exists? Because just the fact that you are watching this video and I am producing it, doesn't that mean that we are both alive? It's weird because I feel like that life and the way that we're living it is somehow separate. It's something entirely different. And I think it's weird because the concept that most of us are living is only a couple of 100 years old. The concept of going to work, having a job, returning home, and then this life that happens there being somehow separate, I think it's weird. And I think it's weird because I feel humanity has asked itself that question for thousands of years, what this life means and how to live it. And I think the solution that we have found as a society at the moment isn't what it's supposed to be, or at least we're not living up to the potential that we actually have. And when I say it, I mean, I am a freelancer now and I have been for 5 years, and I do feel like the way that I am working at the moment is a lot closer to where we could be or how humans could live. But I am with that part of a very, very tiny minority of people that have found something that they're somehow good at and trying to make a living of that. And to be really honest with you, most of the time I don't even know what I'm doing there. It's just that I feel like I'm useful to someone and then I'm trying to help. And that's all I'm doing. And I think one of the reasons why I'm thinking about it so much is that the majority of content, the majority of things you can read, watch, listen to, has to do with the concept of having a job, doing your work, being productive. But there's this whole other part of life that isn't covered by the majority of the things that you find online, for example. And even the large self-help area, from my point of view, mostly has to do with, well, find your purpose and then you can do a job. Find what you're good at and then you can do a job. But I don't have a feeling that it brings us any closer to that thing that is actually life. And if I'm trying to answer the question from the beginning right now, well, I feel the most alive when I spend time with my son, who is now almost 2 years old. Because there I feel this is life. This is what it means to be alive. Spending time with people you love. See, almost everything we have in our societal life leads towards the concept of working and then going home and go about your other things. I don't find anything that is connected to life itself, trying to have a good life. Why is that? And what can we do about it? I don't have an answer. I mean, this isn't the type of video that will tell you, you do this now and then you'll be happy, because I don't know. I don't know what it means. I don't know what we need to do. It's just that I observe that it somehow seems wrong. Well, maybe I can say this. What if we had an education system or some sort of formal education that wasn't geared towards you becoming part of that work concept thing, but actually had the goal of uncovering and unfolding your potential? Wouldn't that be cool? Well, I think it would. You see, the thing that keeps my mind busy the most is that I keep wondering where in that system I can be the most useful and the most effective, because that's what will keep my bills paid. That's what I need in order to live my life. I feel like I'm looking for a different way. I feel like I'm looking for a way to be in my most creative, and whoever needs it can take it if they want. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. You see, probably I'm also wondering this because of the way that stuff is found online. You see, every piece of content, everything that's created is most of the times turned into something that can be found easily by the people who are looking for a specific question. In my mind, many of the things that we would actually need, many of the things we would need to learn, we would need to watch, we would need to pay attention to, we don't have the questions yet. And if we already have the question in mind, well, then I think we've kind of already solved it. But that's where I think this is a bit paradox. I think one of the most searched for questions online probably is how to become successful in what you do. Well, this question or another version of that question. And this is a good example for me for a question where I think this might not actually be the question that we should be asking. But then again, you will find a ton of material for exactly that question, which will maybe lead people away from what they actually need. And I think what I need, or what I'm looking for, is more answers towards this life thing. So how can we live a better life? How can we actually get away from this concept of work-life balance towards having life more in the center? And I think I'm on a bit of a quest on finding that out. I don't have the answers yet. Maybe I'll never find them. But I do have a ton of questions. And if you want to be a part of this, well, then I'm glad you're here.